What? Hello and welcome to ScrewyLoops, and today we are testing out the Veikk VK1200 drawing tablet. But I thought I'd also make my childhood dream a reality by designing my very own concept art for Secret Weapon 9 and kill one bird with two stones. One bird with two stones, that's a bit excessive. Not only that, we'll be looking at the concept art you guys have designed and ripping them to shreds. John, your shaping looks a bit off. Disgusting. Firstly, I'm going to take a look at what we're working with here. So let's see what the Veikk VK1200 is all about. The Veikk VK1200 is a batteryless drawing tablet which connects to your PC or laptop by magic. You simply plug in the USB and HDMI cable provided in the box directly into your machine of choice. After a quick driver installation from the website, you're free to draw away to your heart's content. Diving into the box, we've got two pens with pen cases, dozens and dozens of nibs, nib removers, a screen wipe, and whatever this is. The tablet is big enough for you to go into great detail whilst also leaving you plenty of valuable desk space for your cup of tea. You also have several buttons where you can allocate various functions, both on the tablet and also on the pen. The pen is extremely comfortable to use, I barely even notice it's there, and it feels great to draw with thanks to the paper-like surface of the VK1200 screen. So now I know what I'm using, let's get to the drawing board and start designing Secret Weapon 9. Welcome to the new reinvented Katanga Canyon, home to Secret Weapon 9, or also known as Project Katanga, which is going to be an Intamin Blitz coaster replacing Congo River Rapids, because let's be honest, Congo River Rapids has had its day, it's done its job, it's entertained people, it's got people a little bit moist, but no, I just kind of want to give Katanga Canyon a new lease of life and make it the Katanga Canyon that I feel like it deserves to be. It's a nice area, but I feel like it's kind of lacking that kind of backstory, that kind of purpose that other lands at Alton Towers have, such as Dark Forest and X Sector. So this is going to be a complete overhaul of Katanga Canyon, more than just a roller coaster really. So Project Katanga is an Intamin Blitz coaster. It's going to be a mid-frill, kind of mid to high frill level coaster, just a bit higher than like say Wicker Man, but not quite as insane as like Oblivion and Smiler. It's going to have multiple launches, one up to 60 miles an hour, and they're all going to be, LSM launches. It's going to be, your typical Intamin kind of Blitz kind of experience. I kind of wanted to aim towards a bit of a balance between Velocicoaster's drawn out design and Taron's kind of compact, kind of, twisty turns and stuff like that. So it's kind of going to be a blend of the both of those. So what I've done to the area is basically just kind of built it up a bit more. I've added like a little Mayan temple over there. I know that's geographically incorrect because the real Katanga in Africa doesn't really have anything like that, but it kind of goes with the Indiana Jones style theme which I'm going for here. So the story of the ride is you enter Katanga Canyon, you'll find a tomb, and this tomb is being taken over by excavators who are stealing treasure and digging for like gold and all these kind of minerals for their own greed basically. So the staff in the area are actually the villains. I'm kind of theming them to like that man on the right hand side you'll see in a bit with a flaming torch, him. So that's what the staff are going to be dressed as, and they're basically the evil people. I just kind of want to give it a bit of meaning to the story. So you go into the tomb, you'll enter a pre-show segment where you'll come across an Indiana Jones-like character, and it's going to be a bit of a stunt show here. We're going to have water effects, fire effects. I want a bigger emphasis on water effects, like the way Wicker Man had the fire effects. I feel like this is going to be like the opposite. It's going to be like the water coaster of Alton Towers, keeping that kind of themed experience that Wicker Man did and kind of put it into this kind of coaster instead. So after that pre-show segment, you awaken Katanga, who's this mythical skeletal snake-like creature who roams Katanga Canyon. He kind of owns it. He's like this, this beast everyone's fearing. So that's what the train design is. It's that skeletal snake kind of thing. As you can tell here, I'm putting all sorts of effects in there. I've kind of got like a fire explosion effect over there after the launch, because we're going to have the launch inside the tunnel and it's going against, so runaway mine trains coming towards you, so you kind of pass each other very closely. So if you catch the right train at the right moment, you'll have a really interesting moment when you're launching towards Runaway Mine Train, which will be really cool. And yeah, so literally all I've done here, I've gave it a nice purple track colour scheme with grey supports. I feel like, you know, purple is a colour scheme we don't see very often, and I feel like it's nice and bright compared to like the likes of, you know, the Smiler, which is dark, and you got the 13, which is another dark colour scheme, Oblivion. It kind of gives a bit of colour to Alton Towers' lineup, which is very nice. So that's what I've gone for there. So right now, as you can tell, I'm not a massive artist. I'm just kind of filling in little details. I'm just adding a bit of shading effects, lighting effects. It doesn't look the best. It looks a bit messy, I must admit, but I'm quite surprised in myself considering I've never used a drawing tablet before, and this tablet in particular is fantastic to use. Like, it's really easy to kind of play around with. So yeah, that explosion effect there, a bit of extra lighting. I was using the lighting off the explosion to kind of work out the shading on the background and whatever. Yeah, I'm kind of blagging it. That Jeep as well in the water there, that is actually the one that's by Congo River Rapids at the moment, that sits on the entrance. So if you recognise that, that's what it is. And that's the finished product. That is Project Katanga. So yeah, I hope you like it. Let us know what you think. I'm kind of happy with it. I think it's pretty cool. I think I could work on this design a bit more. Maybe I could come back to it in the future and give a proper good concept art, you know, send it to Alton Towers and, you know, they might use it, who knows? Probably not. But yeah, there we go. So that is my concept art for Secret Weapon 9 at Alton Towers. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Don't you like it? Feel free to rip it to shreds in the comments below, because now I'm heading over to Twitter to check out your concept art. And we've got K1090. Let's have a look. Understood if this is past the deadline, but thought I might as well upload it regardless. Here is Hang 10, a compact multi-launch coaster based on Veikoma's controlled spinning trains, themed around surfing with the UK's first and longest zero-G stall. Oh wow. Okay, let's have a look at that. That looks pretty neat. I'm loving that. Very well drawn. Nice to see some palm trees in the background. Nice to get a bit of tropical theme in there. Volcano as well. Interesting. That's awesome. So in here we've got the train designs. So we've got the main carriage, which will sit on a moving/twisting suspension, and it's a multi-launch coaster featuring 6 inversions, including the UK's first and longest zero-G stall. That's a good point. We haven't had a zero-G stall yet, and I feel like that's all the rage at the moment across the world. RMCs are doing it, Intamin are doing it, even, you know, SNS are doing it. So why aren't we doing it? You know, why haven't we got any in the UK? So here's a closer look at the train. So it's themed to Serang. This coaster is set at a tropical beach where the nearby volcano produces some of the fiercest waves. An insurmountable, bloody hell, that's a long word, Hang 10 wave that has bested many surfers. You are the next batch, hoping to hang in there and conquer the wave. That sounds intense. I'm loving that. I like the restraints. Kind of like clamshells by the looks of it. The ride trains are built on a moving platform that lifts and drops and twists as the train completes its circuit. That sounds like a very Alton Towers kind of thing to do. That would make a good, you know, secret element, as most secret weapons do contain. So I think that's cracking. I'm really liking that one. Kelly at Gal Rides. I present to you Under Pressure. Slide 1, introduction and theme. Slide 2, layout concept. Slide 3, poorly drawn illustration of the corkscrew under the lift hill and rock work. This was definitely a very fun challenge, and I'm glad I finally had a reason to draw out my ideas. This looks impressive. I did have a quick glance at this one, I must admit. So this is Under Pressure. That design is insane. I am absolutely loving that. Very well drawn as well. Like, this is really professional. I think it's a very interesting ride type you've chose there, because flawless coasters, in my opinion, don't necessarily do anything particularly special. I mean, we haven't had one in the UK, but do we need one? That's the question. But I do think it's a very interesting choice. So here we've got the layout as well. So we can see here the way it's all laid out. And another awesome little design here. I mean, I need to up my game a bit here. This looks really impressive. That is very good. I'm very impressed. So we've got Rollercoaster Matt at Matt64Allison. Here is my submission. Description on the left, concept on the right. I confirm images came from copyright-free sources. Awesome stuff. That's interesting. Has that ever been done where you've got a hydraulic launch and an LSM launch system in the same coaster? So that's something. That's like a world's first. Ah, there we go. This is the world's first coaster to feature 2 different launch systems, so you kind of answered that for me. The theme is a sequel to 13, and the ride is a mix of Rita and Taron. Both very, very good coasters. I think if you keep that kind of, you know, personality that Rita's got, so it's got a cracking launch, it's got so much, you know, so much G-force around, like, a couple of the bank turns are really intense. As long as you can kind of pull that off within the layout, I'll let you off. But it does look a lot better. And here we got like a little mock-up of the design. So Demon, Rise of the Dark Forest. That's interesting as like a sequel to 13. I can imagine it like, you know, we had Nemesis, Subterra to Nemesis. It's something like, you know, not many parks really do, like sequels to coasters. Son of Beast, that's probably one of them. But yeah, very good. Okay, this is an interesting one. So Aaron Challoner, at Aaron_Challoner. Big shout out. Armageddon. This Mack water coaster located in a newly built building stretching aside from and replacing the courtyard in Mutiny Bay takes you on a journey to find the truth behind the armada of the damned. Just don't get dragged by the undead army and expect the unexpected. This one is super random, but I must admit I do like it. To discover the legend of the armada of the damned, just don't die. And I love the little Europa Park boat here. So yeah, it'd be nice to kind of get another water ride in the park. I do kind of dig that. Harry Pagel, at Harry Pagel. So Karasu, Intamin Blitz double launch, 2 launches, 2 inversions. As much as I love Rita, Alton Towers deserves a longer launch coaster with inversions and a better theme. This will go beyond Galactica and the car park and be part of the Forbidden Valley in a Japanese themed area. Loving the train. That's a really cool banking over there with the lake. It's nice to see, yeah, a lot of theming put into this, and the lighting, fantastic. Very long, does remind me a lot of Taron actually, the way it kind of, you know, it's quite a lot of intersecting moments in there. That is really nice. I like that a lot. And one final one before we finish this video off. Theme Park Force. I feel like a water coaster would fit really well in Alton Towers lineup. Created a rough poster for Submergence, the world's first looping / upside down water coaster. Not sure about the theme, but knowing Merlin, it would probably be something dark and sinister, like drowning in a castle. The splashing into 2025. Very optimistic there. It's 2021, so we've got 4 years left. Will we see one by 2025? Who knows? But that looks pretty insane. I've always thought, like, when I was younger, to kind of have a water ride or a water coaster within the towers. I don't know why. I think it's because I like stuff like Pirates of the Caribbean, Valhalla. I feel like that is something I'd like to see at Alton Towers one time. So a water coaster like that would be pretty insane. Has there ever been an inversion on a water coaster? That is a very good point. We've got a launch on one, surely. That one in like Japan or something. Awesome stuff, man. Many thanks for watching and sending in your awesome concept art designs. I know some of you are sent in like POVs and Planet Coaster renditions. Please keep those, because at some point in the near future I will follow up this video with Let's Build Secret Weapon 9. Best brush up on my Planet Coaster skills. I also want to give an extra special shout out for Gina Collier for sending me these awesome prints. For that Rita, my baby. I'm saving these for my new office when I move out. I'm really digging this Wicker Man one actually. I think that might be framed in my new office, I think. That was awesome. I've linked Gina's Etsy page in the description below, so if you want to check her art out, head on over to that. She'd really appreciate it, because her art is fantastic. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit that like button, smash subscribe for more content like this, and flick the bell to keep all up to date. Videos on the left, merchandise on the right. Make sure to hit this button for the ride of your lives. You've been watching ScrewyLoops. Try a bit.